Hi, I'm Miriam Dunkel from Wildland Horsemanship, and if you consider buying a horse, I want to give you my knowledge and my mistakes I did so I can maybe prevent you from doing the same mistakes. Because at one point I bought a very expensive horse that was really sick, and I paid so many bills, vet bills. You can't imagine how much money I spent on this horse. And I did a huge mistake. So if you buy a rescue horse where you know this horse might not be healthy, you might need to have a lot of or pay a lot of vet bills, it's something else. You already know that you are buying something, or maybe you don't even have to pay for it, that is not healthy maybe. If you buy a Mustang and you can't have somebody touch him and do a vet check, it's the same thing. Maybe you have a healthy horse, maybe he's not healthy. But if you consider buying another horse and you want to have a healthy horse, really make a vet check. Because I'm going to tell you this story. It's about maybe 10 years ago where I bought a horse that had probably everything he could have, but I was so blind. I didn't see it. I saw this horse online, and this was actually, you could find this woman, she's from Germany, and they have a lot of beautiful Spain horses. And I thought this lady, is pretty well known. She's not gonna do anything stupid because she will ruin her, her image. But anyhow, I was so blind, I didn't see all the little things. And she told me, hey, this horse was a beautiful black Spanish horse. I was in love. Already has a lot of pictures and they're not very old. She sent me these pictures from the legs and the back and also the neck. And I sent these pictures to my vet, and my vet said, everything is fine. And she said, you can save the vet check when you buy this horse because I gave you the images and everything is fine. But if you want to do it, you can do it. But, you don't have to do it. And I believed her everything. And it turned out that from the first day I had this horse, he was lame. So they gave him a shot when I went to look at him because then he walked straight. This is something you maybe not believe, but happens. I wouldn't say often, but it does happen that they give the horse a shot and make the horse walk and trot and gallop nice because I went there and looked at the horse. Anyhow, I paid, when you have this horse, you committed to this horse, you love this horse and you do everything for this horse. And I paid vet bills after vet bills. He was in a clinic for about a year. And then he died eventually a couple years later. And what did I do wrong? I didn't do a vet check. Okay, it's so important that you have a vet that you trust that comes and makes a vet check and checks out the horse. But the vet can't look inside the horse. So really consider, or I would always do pictures from at least the legs, maybe the neck, maybe the back. And what was wrong with the other horse, I think it wasn't the pictures from that horse. They were not the real pictures. Yes, that was the case. So the vet can't see inside. If you make pictures, let's say you're gonna buy a horse in Spain, you have a vet come, you are there, you watch this vet do the vet check. The best thing is if it's not the vet from the horse owner, because when it's the vet from the horse owner, they have kind of a relationship where the vet doesn't want to say that there's something wrong with the horse. So it's better if you have another vet coming and then do the pictures. And send these pictures also to another person or another vet, maybe in Germany, to look at these pictures, because pictures are always you know, it's I don't know the word in English, but two vets look at it and one vet sees something and the other doesn't. So it's really about what you see. It's not always very clear. And you might say, I just want to have a horse to ride out, and my horse is not expensive, so I'm not going to do the pictures or the vet check. But think about it. It doesn't matter if your horse is going to cost $1,000 or $100 or $30,000. At the end, you pay the same amount of money each month for this horse. You invest the same amount of time for this horse, if it's healthy or not. If it's not healthy, you pay even more, but you pay the same amount of money if it's a $30,000 horse or a $1,000 horse. The amount per month really is the same. And if you just want to riding out, you know, a lot of people told me, you know, I don't have any ambitions. I don't want to do dressage or jumping, but just riding out is a lot for the horse. And if he's not healthy, he might not even be able to do that. And we have a big heart. We don't want to, you know, we're stuck with that particular horse, because we love it. And then we can't do all the beautiful things we wanted to do because we love that horse, and then we just have a pet, which is nice for the horse that it came to you and you take care of him. But if you really want to do something and ride your horse and do some groundwork, make a vet check. And I recently was in Portugal looking at a lot of different horses with somebody who lives in Portugal. And we got to talking and everything, and she said she does pictures from the legs, sometimes the back and the neck, from a young horse as well that comes from the pasture. These horses in Portugal grow up in a beautiful pasture outside in the wild, and if they are 3 years old, they get stable and they will start their journey with the human. And she says, you know, a lot of trainers do a vet check and pictures before they take the horse in training, because they know if I spend that much time training, then an European gal comes along and wants to buy the horse, does the vet check and the pictures, and then there is something. This horse doesn't have that much value anymore, and all the time they spend on training these horses, or this horse is, you know, is kind of gone. So they do a lot of vet checks when they are young, coming into the stable. And she says even young horses not been trained at all, 1/3 of them maybe fall through the vet check. I didn't know that. So now, these days, and half a year ago, I wouldn't have told you that, I would even consider, or I would even make pictures from a young horse that has not any training from a human. That's the first thing. It's all about the health. So really think about it. I don't want you to do the same mistake that I have done, believing that lady, that these are the pictures from that horse, and thinking because she is well known, she would ruin her career. It actually turned out that a mafia for buying horses that are, you know, lame and would probably, you know, you can't ride these horses anymore. So they give them a shot so they can still walk straight when they sell these horses. And I went with a lawyer after her, and she changed her address a lot of times, and she was well known for doing things like that years after years. And they even sell horses considered as kids friendly. And then one time I saw a Facebook post from a beautiful horse and from that lady or that company, and then they wrote down a comment from a lady, hey, I really love this horse the way it looks. Can you give me more information? I would consider buying this horse. And I wrote this lady a private message telling her, hey, be very careful, I wouldn't buy a horse from this company. And then she started to go after me that I am talking bad about this company. And what turned out is that that lady made that comment was also from that company, because it looks good when a lot of people write comments about this horse. So this is it's really professional made. Anyhow, be very careful. Don't fall in love with your horse too early. Really get a vet check, get a second opinion with the pictures. Another thing to consider is to be careful when the horse is dead broke. Like, this horse is kid friendly and it's so safe, and he is, you know, just nothing bothers him. This might be an indicator. It doesn't have to be that this horse is in a little shutdown because he has learned helplessness inside and really is not reacting to the outside world anymore because he was deadly desensitized and everything. So that's another thing. And I have a lot of people come to me, they bought a horse and then it ended up being a problem horse because they didn't see all that. And yeah, just get a friend with you that has a second opinion. Don't do it alone. What I think is very good too is to look at a lot of different horses. You might love one, but maybe look at other horses too to make sure it really is that one. Because if you just look at one, you can't really compare. So I think it's a good thing that you compare, and if you always come back to the same horse, it is going to be that horse. If this information helped you a little bit, or if you think it can help a friend, give me a like and maybe join my YouTube channel. It would help me to make more free videos sharing my knowledge with you, and I love that. I hope I can help.